Mustard Knuckle.
Hello everybody, Mustard Knuckle back again, heading out in the M4A4 Sherman. This thing was mostly lend-lease to Great Britain. I think some of them end up in Italy and some other places, but thought I had a chance at that guy. Interesting thing about the M4A4 is the engine. The engine is very different from what the Americans used in the Shermans in general, and it's a pretty incredible engine. So we'll talk about the gameplay here, history, and any tips or anything. Now, the main thing with any of the Shermans is, like I've talked about before probably 100 times, they're like pretty good at everything. The 75mm versions, these normal versions, not the Firefly, not the M10, stuff like that, but the gun is normal, nothing crazy. The armor is okay. As you can see from that shot there, it didn't blow up the whole tank, just killed one guy there, or damaged, I can't tell. Anyway, the main thing with this tank, lend-lease to Great Britain, and I think it ended up in Italy quite a bit, I'm not sure, but the main thing is this engine. This engine's insane. You can kind of see how long that back deck is. There we go. Get him back. When we go back to the outside, see how long that is back there? So they lengthen that because this engine is a crazy Chrysler thing that was put into the Lend-Lease tanks because it was complicated. But it's 5 straight 6 engines mounted in kind of a radial configuration along each other. So it's a 30-cylinder engine, which is, to me, it's like that just seems like a maintenance nightmare to begin with. Let's see if we can get this guy. This has got good rockets. You don't have to be super accurate. You gotta be more accurate than that. There we go. And you can blow yourself up really easily with those rockets. Ask me how I know. Oh. Oops. And I thought I could fit through there till the last second and realized that I could not. Alright, so back to this engine. 6 cylinder engines mounted kind of around each other. It's big, it's heavy. 390 horsepower, 370 horsepower, something like that, which is crazy because, I mean, that's like 4-cylinder numbers these days. I mean, not with the torque, it probably couldn't move a tank, but, you know. And then it had like a sun gear, which it's the mechanics of it are crazy. But they said this thing could get like 2 of those engines, those 2 6-cylinder engines, they could get 2 of those, here we go, get 2 of those knocked out and still run, which I assume that would mean if nothing was like, if you didn't have a rod sticking out the side of one of them or something that was locking up the engine or something, but that's what they say. So big, heavy, pretty redundant, probably a miserable piece of equipment to work on. But that's the one that went into these M4A4, the Lend-Lease versions, and this is, I think that's basically what made it an M4A4. The American versions, they stuck with the Ford engines, and then I think the Continental was the radial Continental. So the Ford was a V8, or I think it was a V8 or a flat 8. There we go. Oh, there's a whole group of them right here. I'm gonna get all the rockets on them. And the Ford V8 and then the Continental, the radial, I think those were the 2 super common engines in most of the Shermans. Here we go. Boom, boom, boom. Here we go. And crash. I hate doing that, but like I wanted to get those rockets on target, so you know, whatever. So that is the big engine difference, and that's the big story with that complicated engine. It's pretty wild. And that pretty much makes it. So now, let's think about, like what I was talking about earlier with the armor and all that. This thing, you know, these Shermans, oh boy, I might be able to get in there. Huh. These Shermans, as you probably know, I mean, they're pretty average in every way. Oh, that was weird. They're pretty average in every way, but, I mean, it's pretty good. I'd rather have average speed with a pretty decent amount of armor and an okay gun than high speed with no armor or a ton of armor, but you can't even get into the battle. This thing's got decent speed, you just saw. It's got a decent gun. It's got decent armor. Everything is just good. And then going back to, in reality, the way this worked was this thing was so easily mass-produced by all the companies in the United States that were in wartime production. You can see this one's the welded hull with the two. Those are the things that are very susceptible in the front. Those two little spots in the front there, those crew hatches, they stick up more vertical than the rest of the front of this tank, and that's your shot right there. Pick one of those and you'll blow up this whole tank from the front, or even from angling on the sides, because they stick up on the sides too. So not ideal in that case, but it is what it is. Later on, they added that hatch on top of the turret, and I just can't remember the details on that, but those two spots in the front, that's big trouble right there. So you got to be careful with those in this tank. And if you're ever facing one, you can just aim for one of those, and you're going to be good to go to kill it. So no problem there. Let's see. Which that shot I noticed that the guy took on us earlier was very close to getting in there. This game is over. 6 minutes, game over. That's a good game. That's a solid game. Survivor, that's cool. 6 kills, 1 assist, 1 zone. I think, being that I was the last person to cap A, that I think I can easily say that I won that game for our team, right? Like, whoever caps the last point last is the guy that did it all. So you're welcome, the rest of the team, no problem. You know, if I was posting comments, I'd call them all noobs and idiots and stuff to let them know how superior I am at War Thunder over them. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 to 7, I think. 9 to 7. And that's a win. Mustard method works again. Thanks for watching. Good luck. Have fun. And we'll see you in the next one.